we're back from the movie theaters. We just saw Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. What a tongue twister is that? And today, I'm going to talk about it with my dear friend. What's your name?
My name's Angel. I didn't watch the movie with him, but I've already seen it like before him, so we're just going to like finally recap together. That's about it.
Yeah. So I think it comes as no surprise to anybody, especially since we're in that age where we saw the Planet of the Apes like going in theaters. Because I saw the first one in Redbox. I almost cried like so many different times. Like I almost cried with Caesar fighting the dude's finger off and so much. I didn't see the other sequels until recently, and I can say, oh my God, do I love them. So yeah, I was really scared about the movie coming out because it's Disney. I was like, they're gonna mess it up. Till right now, we're like, oh my God, what? Ah, so good.
See, I kind of have a confession to make for that, because like I'm a fan. I'm like a huge fan. So like I remember like them coming out when I was younger. Like I watched the third one like probably when I was like 5th grade and all that. And like I'm over here watching the new one now. It's like a junior basically now.
Yeah.
But I wasn't that as appreciative of the movies until now. Like beforehand, I right now I went back and watched them with like a new mindset.
Yeah.
And it's like I appreciate them a lot more than I did before. So I can say I've grown to love the series a lot, and I'm pretty sure this happened to a lot of people, especially like trying to recap like with the new one.
It's funny because I literally remember like a couple of seconds. I love how this dude behind me was like, is this a prequel or a sequel? Till like they saw the beginning shots of the movie and they're like, oh, like, yeah, maybe if you watch the movie instead of freaking asking questions.
Came in there blind, right?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. But I'm pretty sure they saw the other sequels because, you know, they question it if it was a prequel or a sequel to the previous trilogy. Speaking of that, what a great film it was, right? Yeah. So I think it comes to like no surprise that it was pretty good, right? And this is the part of the video where like, you know, we have to talk about spoilers and what made the movie great, what you liked about it, what you didn't, and basically, you know, it'll be like any sort of review right now. So if you haven't seen the movie, go ahead and watch it. It's still in theaters. It might come out on Disney Plus when it leaves theaters in like 2 to 3 weeks. But like, yeah, maybe, yeah. But like, if you want to watch it and it's like complete, what's that like holiness of it, go watch it in theaters. I totally recommend it, just like this guy. But yeah, let's just talk about the movie and whatnot. So basically, the movie takes place 300 to 400 years after Caesar passes away. So it's like 2030 something. I don't know. Yeah.
So like it picks up right after, like
right
it starts
after.
right after the third one. Like,
it does, but like you say, like it happens a couple months ago.
But yeah, no, it shows us.
Yeah.
It shows us that the characters that
like
we all know, they're all kind of.
Yeah, like the first shot, like it shows us how like Caesar was a great leader, and so like this movie is picking up about his ideology and his legacy he left behind, and to see the trio of friends, Noah and the 2 other ones.
Noah.
Anya, and then the girl, I forgot her name, but it was like Sonia or something. Sonia, yeah. Yeah, we're just gonna call her Sonia for simplicity's sake. And basically we see them how after the whole war, after like the world settled down to like, hey, this is a planet of the apes, you know, we get to see like religion and whatnot. So like they're over here like pick up hawks because it's like a thing they do, you know, it's like a ritual. And eventually, you know, it's how we see us how like it's a tradition that they've been doing for quite a while, you know, and you get to see us like the apes growing, having a clan all by themselves, the Eagle clan, but it's not because it's hawks, but whatever. And basically, like, they recruit eagles to hawks. My bad. They call themselves the Eagle Clan, but, like, they recruit hawks to be their pets and whatnot. Like, oh, you get to choose your own pet when you're in a certain age. And if you miss it, you have to do it next year. So it's, like, pretty cool world building. Till one day, after the main character, Noah, who I have a feeling is related to Caesar in some way. Hopefully they explain it. They didn't explain it in this movie, but, like, he looks like him. Come on.
I feel like there was a little bit of nitpicks. Like, they didn't outright say it, but, like,
no, yeah.
person, like, his face, you can see Caesar in him.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Andy Serkis, was that you? You know, like, that's what I like about it, you know? Until one day, you know, like, he sees a human, and they never seen a human before. In a while, at least, you know? And I kind of like that about the Planet of the Apes movie. Like, it's been a while since we've seen humans, and then one day, oh, they're back again, you know? That's what I didn't mind about like some of the Planet of the Apes sequels, because they didn't do it in the first one. It's the rise of it all, if you may. Yeah. And eventually, you know, like we see other apes. And then we get the guy who had respects for Noah for actually being the bravest when it comes to climbing to the highest nest, sort of like Shrek, you know? And we see him basically also saying like, dude, there's more of us. Like, there's like, be careful, you know? And he dies. Honestly, I thought he was going to be like the muscle of the movie, but you know, what we get is what we get.
I think with the moments he had, he did enough to like get into Noah's head.
Yeah.
Not like in a bad way, but like
lead
him in a better path.
Yes.
Or like a stronger path to become a leader, just like Caesar.
Yeah, because like, Noah at the beginning, he's like a reckless kid, if you may. Like he it's a coming of age story that we've seen plenty of times. But this time it's apes, which I didn't mind, you know. So yeah, we get to see also like the evil apes, you know, who just killed the other apes, and they're like, we gotta go to their clan, you know, like we're recruiting a lot of apes, you know.
See,
why?
We can't forget
who knows?
that though. Like it's the dude Prometheus, right?
Yeah.
But we can't forget that he's over here like twisting Caesar's word. He's taking them and just like like I said, twisting it is making people think that Caesar himself was like a bad thing back then.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. No, I don't think so.
Well,
Yeah, we'll get to that later, but like he uses Caesar's word to benefit his own needs. Mm-hmm. And if you know, like other people say, no, you're wrong, he's like, no, that's the law, but that's not the law, you know. And then, you know, we get to see, dude, the whole like clan burning down scene. Dude, the amount of chills I got. Oh my god.
Yeah, that was a good fight scene, especially when the gorilla was like beating on his dad. It's like, my favorite thing about these movies is like the face tracking. Like when the actors put like their soul into that, like especially Andy Serkis and the other ones, like when the emotional states, you like if you see him behind the scenes, you see his face. He's like, he puts into it, and it makes it so convincing during the movies, and I love it so much.
I like what someone said about the old movies. They're like, the CGI isn't the thing that's selling the movie. No, it's the motion capture of the actors, because they're acting, but they have something in their face. So like, no matter what they capture, they still capture the emotion of it. I love in the first one where like Caesar is so confused that Will and his lover, I forgot her name, no offense, but they're leaving him behind, and he's like, why? Like, I'm supposed to go with you, you know? Like, the amount of emotion that Andy Serkis brings. Oh, also Bad Ape in the third one. Oh my god. Anyways, we'll talk about the trilogy later. Eventually, we get to see also like Nova being wounded after, you know, the gorilla beats the crap out of him. And like, dude, that part was powerful. And I hate the part where like his dad is looking at him like, I'm sorry. Like, you gotta keep going, bro. That part hurt so much. And that's when the tears started coming out. Like, there wasn't a point in the movie where, like, I would cry, but there was parts of the movie where I would be like, oh, like, wow, jeez.
I think my favorite part about the movie was his dad's hawk. What was his name again?
Eagle Son.
I love what they did with that. Like, they could have just let the Thera killed it off, but no. What they did with him was so powerful.
Yeah.
Like throughout the entire movie, he just gets followed him. He thinks he's just mocking him, but and like every time he tries to hold him, like, you know, he bites his eye, and it's like those funny moments like that. But it's until that moment where, like, you know, he's with, where were they again? Like inside the.
They were in the
place with Prometheus, but yeah, they were like being enslaved there, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, he's just sitting there, he's reflecting, and you know that one line is like, his way is wrong. Like he'll be.
The law is wrong.
Exactly.
Oh.
Like that scene, and then the hawk finally comes to him. It's like he earned it right there. It's
right.
Like, oh
yeah.
my god.
Yeah.
My fault. that stuff right there was like, oh my god. I love that so much.
Yeah. But like before that, we get to meet an orangutan, which I kind of like how they keep doing that in the Planet of the Apes movie. It's a chimpanzee and an orangutan. Yeah, and it's also kind of funny how the bonobos are kind of like the bad force, and then the gorillas are the muscle of it all. Like that, I love that dynamic so much, and we see it so many times in these movies that I hope like they keep going, but kind of change it up a little bit, you know. Anyways, and then we get to see an orangutan, Raka. He was like so good. He was like Maurice 2.0.
Yeah, he reminded me of Maurice.
Yeah. And I like how they bring it up in the movie, how he's like one of the few people who actually know what happened because I am Caesar's clan, you know? And like he talks about how these evil gorillas, like, you know, like they use Caesar's name in the wrong way. And we'll get to that later, but like, you know, he's like, you know, like Caesar loved these humans. He got in fights because of his love for humans, like with Koba in the second film and whatnot. And like these apes are using Caesar's ideology, his legacy, in like the wrong way to benefit them and what they want the world to be. And that was pretty cool. That was pretty ballsy in their move, you know? And then, you know, they start walking and they meet up with this human, the one who started it all, to be honest. She's the human who breaks Nova's hawk egg, who basically makes him go on this adventure in the first place. Like, if it wasn't for her breaking his egg, he would have never gone out at night and he would have never seen those apes, you know, so like roaming around and whatnot. So we get to see her and her side. And I like it in the movie how they're like, she appears more smarter than you know, echoes. That's what they call humans. Like, she's more smarter. We're gonna call her Nova because Caesar called smart humans Nova, but you know, they don't know that. It's just a little girl in the original trilogy. And then we get to the chase scene in the grass, in the tall grass.
Oh, dude, I really love that part, running.
Yeah.
Like that. It was like, oh,
I love the part where she stands up and she's like, no, and everybody's like, what the hell? And then like they start racing after her.
That's exactly like that scene from the first one where Caesar yells, no.
No, yeah, but it's reversed. Yeah, but it's reversed. It's a human. After centuries not talking, it's a human talking, you know? So it's like pretty cool. And then we get that chase scene. I'm not going to explain how it ends because, again, watch it if you want to. And then we get to, I would say it is the most heartbreaking moment of the movie overall. The bridge scene with the water.
Yeah,
how could they?
That, honestly.
No, I thought it was gonna be like a trio.
It happened pretty quickly. It was like,
yeah, I thought when I first saw it that Noah was gonna get on May's, you know, but I was how could you, you know? But you know, it wasn't technically her fault. Kind of was, but not really. But yeah,
really outright went and blamed her.
Yeah, but like he still blames her for like other stuff that she does in the movie, you know. But we'll get to that. Spoilers again. And then we get to the part where basically, you know, they get captured. Raka dies. I know, shocking. I thought there's a thing that I like to say in movies where it's a fake out scene. Where it's like, oh, it's a character fake out scene. He's going to come out at the end.
That's what I thought was going to happen too, but he never came back.
Yeah.
Or maybe the next one?
Maybe, but like...
You never know.
You never know, yeah. And... I'm sorry I'm saying a lot of and then, but like if you see the movie, you know, like it progresses pretty smoothly to like the next scene instead of, you know, just and then this and then that and then this. But, you know, I'm sorry for saying a lot of and then, just to keep in mind, you know. And then to come up. And then the next scene that happens is they go to the actual kingdom of the apes. Not the planet, but the kingdom of the apes. Where basically we get
Wasn't the explanation of that you know there was another human, right?
Yeah.
So he said he was teaching Prometheus about all that stuff, and he was very fascinated about the Romans or something.
Yeah. It was basically like, you know, like he's teaching them stuff that humans did, but they're replicating it in human history, you know?
But he was really more interested in that part, right? Like it explains this whole kingdom, the way they're all dressed and being called Prometheus. That was pretty clever right there.
Yeah. And yeah, like I was so confused because I was like, why is there two people, until they explain in the movie, like there's more people like her. There's more smarter humans. They like to hide though, and we don't know where they are. So that was pretty smart in their move, you know, like there's more humans who haven't got, you know, the virus A13. Because in the original Planet, not original, in the trilogy, I'm gonna call it the Matt Reeves trilogy because it's his Planet of the Apes. In his trilogy, it explains us how they created a virus for Alzheimer's. However, it does something to apes that it doesn't do to humans. What it does to ape is makes them smarter, it makes new genes in their brain, and so on and so forth. But what it does to humans, it kills them off. And I like it how they keep explaining in the series how like that virus eventually mutated to make people primitive, like, you know, like apes are, you know, instead of talking apes.
That explains like the scene where they're by the water and the rest of them like cavemen basically, right? Yeah,
they're basically like primal, you know? And I like how they keep bringing that up. Also, like, there's some humans who have gotten infected and are like way past of like primitive humans, But there's another side, spoilers, at the end of the movie where like there's like humans trying to bring back the world as it was before, you know? It's like 300 years. That's like,
it's a lot.
That's a lot to plan, you know? And I like the part where, God, that human, I forgot his name, but like the other dude, not May, the other one, the other human who's explaining these, was how like giving them weapons with electricity, you know, like the taser spears and whatnot. I hate the part where like, even May calls it out like, hey, we can't go back to the way things were 300 years ago. Or like, you know, however much they think, you know, like this planet is the apes. Whatever you try to do won't fix a thing. That was pretty cool, you know? And I just hate the fact how like, it happens in media and it happens in real life where like people like just don't care about that. They're like, no, I'm gonna bring back the glory days, you know? So yeah, that was pretty interesting to like bring up. And I like how they like bring up different ideologies in the same group, you know? Like Prometheus Caesar, the main bad guy of the movie. He's over here trying to use human technology that they hid away when the virus started appearing, that they hid away for like a lot of time, and he's trying to use it for his own planet, you know, like his own kingdom and whatnot. And I really like that.
He wants to advance the apes as like, yeah, because you know you hear them talking about the stories about like how humans used to fly in the air. Basically plans this out. He wants that. He wants to make the apes like as civilized, not civilized, but like as advanced in technology as humans were.
Yeah.
I think my other favorite part about him was, you know, like we said, he used Caesar's words and turned them against, like he used them as for his own benefit. And I feel like that part right there is really realistic. And like in our world, like you see a lot of that where people will grab old things or stuff like that and just like use it for their own benefit. I feel like one of the big things of that is probably the Bible. Like I'm pretty sure, like, there's a lot in the Bible that's true, but I feel like there's a part of me that feels like there's many things in the Bible like used in their own benefit, like to benefit them, you know, like, twisted the words. Because I'm pretty sure, like, have you seen read like through Foley's? Some of them seem kind of off. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
It's
like it's really weird.
And just to think about how like, you know, how basically we're just like repeating history again, like in the movies. Like what Angel brought up was how like they're so focused on like one specific part of humans, you know, like the Romans, you know. However, Prometheus, he even explains in the movie, he's like, I'm not immortal, but I want to take a big leap that humans never did in their history. And that's why he wants to go for like the whole technology of humans, you know, like the whole vault. Yeah, like he wants to jump that far ahead in that human history never did, you know. That was pretty interesting in his part. And now let's talk about Caesar's ideology, because it's like a big part of the movie and whatnot. I like the part where, you know, they start talking about like Caesar, right? And even Noah doesn't know because he's a different clan. He's a different clan than what Caesar went through, right? And what Rocca basically explains, he's like, when Caesar was around, he had a lot of ideology. He had a different perspective with humans and apes, you know? He wanted humans to coexist, but they never did because humans kept wanting to go back to the top of the food chain. I love that so much because, yeah, it's like, it's true. Also, like, again, like what you said, also, like, no matter what we see in the humans, they're always trying to be on top.
That a lot, like wars and stuff like that.
Like everybody's trying to outdo themselves, but like that would lead nothing but like
just more destruction and stuff. Like that, you know?
We're getting too deep, and we're not even 18. We're not even adults, but we're even like problems.
So I was gonna say I do really like that, like you said about the Caesar stuff, but I still like that they use the window.
Yeah.
You know, they use it like as a basically like a cross in kind of form of way.
Yeah.
Like their symbol.
It's their legacy, basically, you know. And I really like that because even like Rocca, he gives him his necklace. He's like, here, it's an important thing, not only to you to remember me, but remember where you came from. That was really good in their part. I really liked like the set design of it all. Like it was so good. It looks so expensive, but like, ooh, they paid off.
You know, I'm really glad that like, cause you know some movies lately the CGI hasn't been so good.
Yeah.
But I'm really glad that they still kept it. Like, it still looks really good. It's like as good as War and everything else.
Yeah.
Probably even better, honestly.
And I love it how like they brought that technology to movies back in 2011, and no matter how many years it passes, the Planet of the Apes technology outdoes itself per every single movie that comes out, and I love that so much. It's just so good.
It is.
So
I feel
yeah.
like I think the thing that adds to it a lot more is that the actors express themselves. Like, they have the ability to like portray their feelings. Like I said, like behind the scenes, you see, like they train good for that. Like,
Yeah, like they know, like they explain to the actors, like this is how an ape moves. You know, like
with
you
the
gotta.
stilts and everything.
Yeah, like you gotta like to learn how to ape moves. If not, people are not gonna buy it. And they've done that since like 2011. And this is like where like the other Planet of the Apes movie like gets to me, because like in Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes, I don't hate it, but they treat the apes so criminal. It's almost like a joke, and I don't like that, because like even in the original movies, the '60s movies, they explain like they're apes, but they can be so smart as a human. And that was like that was like an amazing way to put it. But with the Tim Burton, they're like, oh no, we're scared like apes, you know, and that's why I didn't like the Tim Burton as much as, you know, like the rise of it all, you know.
Well, I never watched it, so I couldn't really say, but I mean.
You're not missing much.
But I'm gonna say we cannot leave out the most important thing.
Yeah.
Like, I love how the movies, they always come full circle.
Yes.
Especially the ending on this one. It goes full circle right to the
Yeah,
first
let's talk
one.
about the ending. Again, massive spoilers, but like I feel like because of this ending, it like influences the main focus of like the whole trilogy that's going back. Because I feel like this movie is saying that humans want to take back the world again. That's like, we never seen that. Because honestly, in every single Planet of the Apes movies, they're like, humans gave up when apes rose. So I kind of like that approach, that humans are trying to take back the world like the way it was. Should we talk about it? Or should we like keep it, you know, secret? Okay.
So the way the movie goes first full circle is because in the first Planet of the Apes, you get like a little snippet like of the news where it goes like saying that there's like a crew lost in space, like, right? Like,
yeah.
There was a crew lost in space, and they just never talk about it again.
And before that, you know, there's like newspapers like, oh, there's a new spacecraft that's going into space. This is going to be like so cool, so awesome. And then the world explodes. It went down, you know? And in this movie, they bring it up again, and you're like, oh, that's awesome, you know?
Because like the movie ends with them looking up in space. They don't say nothing. They're just looking up, and it's like, I feel like the next movie is gonna be that crew coming back and finding out that the world's been like taken over like by apes, like the original movies, you know, back then. I feel like that is genius. Like they didn't just forget it. Like there's a lot of movies that do stuff like that and they just forget it.
Yeah, like one perfect example that tried to do it. Like Spider-Man Homecoming, thank you. Like we get like at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming, we get a scene with Vulture knowing full well, Spider-Man's identity. And Matt Gargan, Scorpion, is like, tell me, bro.
Oh, and Morbius too. That ending.
Yeah,
it got deleted too, right? Like,
no, Morbius, they changed it up a little bit. They're like, hey, this is the ending. Until Across the Spider-Verse was like, oh yeah, with those villains, we just go to their universe and we like reset it all, you know.
So it's just basically, you mean nothing?
Yeah.
What about Venom? No, that.
Venom, I don't know. It's still
that scene because like he left his symbiote at the home and then it just got captured. I don't know what's going on with that.
I feel like they're gonna explain it in the movie. This is what I'm hoping for Venom 3. They explained that Eddie Brock is leaving parts and pieces of Venom everywhere. So like if he leaves a piece in the MCU, that is still in the MCU. But like when he comes back, he leaves a piece in his world, you know. So that's what I'm hoping, but Sony has been messing up with their Spider-Man films a lot, so, you know.
On the other side, let's get back
but,
to
like,
Apes.
I like what they did with, like, the plan. So it goes for full circle, and it's like, this is what we're planning. We didn't forget. I know it may have been forgotten for a while, but, like, we're bringing it back for this new trilogy to tie up all loose ends from the original Matt Reeves trilogy, you know? Because, yeah, like, the Planet of the Apes trilogy was pretty good. However, there's like few scenes here and there that makes you go like, wait a second, what about that? Or what about this, you know? Like the way War ends, it's just Caesar's story. It's been Caesar's story since the beginning. So like explaining more of the world, explaining more of like what happened after is a pretty good idea, you know? And thank God they like handle it so well compared to other franchises, no offense. Like they try to do the same thing with Transformers with like, oh, it's a new character, it's a new era of the Transformers, but like
You just didn't really care about them?
yeah. Like it was supposed to be like a new trilogy, but they only ended it up at 5. And now they're rebooting the series. So, you know. So yeah, any last thoughts?
Honestly, no. I love notable things. Soundtrack. They're always.
Oh, the soundtrack is so good.
I feel that's what makes the movies more powerful. Is that
yeah.
music? Like music will always.
And just to think, they keep bringing up the soundtrack from the '60s movies. Like that's pretty good, you know. So yeah, any final thoughts?
No,
I bet. What are you hoping for the next movie?
I just hope it's as good as the other ones. Like it still lives up to the trilogies.
Yeah.
Or movies now, basically.
Yeah, we're getting. However, I think we're getting like 5 more movies.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like making Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes a trilogy, and then after that they're gonna keep going with another trilogy. Still to be determined.
It's exciting, but it's being a little too overconfident with it. Like,
yeah.
the movies are really good, but you can only go so much before eventually you get the bad one.
Just to know Disney, don't be like Star Wars. Don't do the same thing that you did with Star Wars, por favor. So you know, hoping for the best. Mm-hmm. I didn't mind the movie. What do you rate the movie?
Probably 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10. Yeah, 9 out of 10. Yeah, there's just a couple scenes here and there that made me go like, wow, they did that, and for that you're giving less points. So yeah, I guess that's it. All right. This is capping off our review for Planet of the Apes. Thanks for watching. I'm sorry it's been like 30 minutes now.
Oh, it was?